Quick recap of the last class. Yesterday we have done some few practicals over the Dockerfile of add, copy, and env, argument, user, and even from as well, right? And some of the Docker commands. Moving forward, let's discuss about even we have discussed about the expose and as well as this thing. Now this is the time to CMD and entry point. So this is must. It's an important one. CMD and entry point. This both things actually. This one and this one. In Dockerfile, without these things, you cannot run the Dockerfile. You cannot make it as a container. You can make it as a container, but a normal container only. But you wanted to run it as a perfect container into your Kubernetes or Docker container, these things need to be there. Why? Example, I have a file app.py, let's say Python file. How can I run it? I wanted to run this Python program, then how can I run? I will say Python app.py, right? That means, that means I'm telling to the Python, so this is your code and I want it to run. So Python app.py, hey Python run this file. When you say this only, it will run this service, means it will run this process. Similar way in Dockerfile or in the Docker container is nothing but a server, right? How you will tell to a Docker container that you should execute this, by using CMD and entry point. I have Docker image here and this will be going to convert as Docker container in your server. So this is your main server. Okay. This is your server. Inside this server, you are converting this container, this image as a container. So this is your container. This is your container. So this is an image. When it is going to create as a container, you need to say that this application, whatever the application code that you are copying from the any GitHub or any from the server. Let's say here I have some code, some files, okay? So this is the file. Here I have the files. So these are all the files. So these files I wanted to copy inside, right? So I'm telling the instruction that copy all this into a slash app directory. Slash app directory. So these files are going and copying inside this slash app directory. But this file has to execute, right? To execute that you need to say slash python app.py. You need to say, right? How you will say that? While running the container, will you say that? No, you have to give this instruction from the Docker file. From the image you have to give this one. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So we have to say this command or this instruction to be executed while this container is being created, was being going to run. So where this instruction can be, it can take from the image. Inside the image, how you can pass it? From the Docker file. From the Docker file. Okay, let's write the Docker file here now. From Alpine workdir /app copy, and then you can say add, and then you can say run. We know already apt-get upgrade or update, and then we will say expose user argument env. All these are we know already. prd is equal to something like this. Okay, and then expose we have already added. Expose expose 8080, and then we'll say cmd and entry point, both things. Okay, cmd and entry point. So cmd is the first level of uh, instruction that when the Docker file was created, but there is a problem with the cmd, and then the entry point was created. So what is the problem with the cmd? The problem with the cmd is it can be ignored by the Docker daemon. It can be ignored by the Docker daemon. What does it mean? When I'm running this Alpine, so this is the base image. So this is going to run as the container. So to inside this container, I wanted to execute this app.py. So I have to say here, open the bracket, Python, comma, app.py. Like this I need to say. Then the cmd will run python app.py command inside my container. Inside my container. Then your Python code will be run. Same way you can also say for the entry point. Both are same, but there is a problem. Both are same, but there is a problem. The problem is Docker will ignore the cmd instruction, but not the entry point instruction. So we'll see that in a practical manner. Go to the killer coda. Killer coda down, I guess. It is down. Go to play with Docker. Login by using your GitHub or a Docker Hub account. Now in the left side, you can see add instance. Click on add instance. So it will create one server for us. You can see here, it is created one server for us. It is free. Now let me increase. Yeah. So Docker hyphen version 27.3.1, which is a less version than this killer coda version, but no problem. I wanted to create Dockerfile. If I do pwd here, I guess, yeah, it's telling the root. And here we have editor as well. Okay. And you can open with VS or VI editor or here with this editor as well. If you click on this with this editor, it will open one more tab for you. And if you do refresh, it has to open an editor for you. It's not that easy like this killer coda. Here you can see, here you need to create a file and all, but it is problematic. Let's create vi docker file. Okay. Then here I press enter I from Alpine, and then I wanted to use CMD. CMD, first instruction echo, and the second instruction is hello from CMD. Let's say like this. Hello from the CMD. And you can close this one. Okay. Escape, shift colon, WQ, exclamatory mark. ls, you have a Docker file here. Docker images, do you have any image? No. Docker PS, do you have any container here now? No, nothing is there. I wanted to build Docker image. Okay. Docker build -t, which is a tag, and say test -cmd. We are doing for CMD, right? CMD, and I would say dot. Dot means it look for the default name of the Docker file, which is Docker file only. Now let me hit enter. It is building this image. It got built. Docker images. Yes. Test -cmd is there. Now what I would like to do here, Docker run. When I do run, it will create the container. It will create the container. When I say Docker run, test -cmd, Docker run, test -cmd. That means it will execute the container. It's telling that hello from CMD, right? In CMD, we have given this. The same thing if you give in the run, it won't print you. Because it is in the CMD, it is executing here for you. Echo, hello from the CMD. So echo is the first one, like a Python. You are the main instruction, the main argument, sorry. And the second one is whatever you want it to be executed. Echo hello from means echo means you want it to print. Hello from CMD it is printed. That is fine. In Dockerfile, I said hello from CMD. But now, while I am running the container, this container is taking this instruction from the Dockerfile, right? But when I am running this container, I wanted to override with some other instruction. Docker run test CMD. Now what I'll do, I would like to give any name. Example, I would like to give a name colon echo colon hello, sorry, quotation marks, and close this. So what I have said, inside the Docker file, there is something inside the Docker file. There is something, but I wanted to override while the container is creating. I'm passing another command. So what it is considered? It is considered my external command, not the internal one. Not the internal one. So I can give you a real-time example. You are in your home. You are a young person in your home, but you won't listen to your parents, right? You listen to the others thing, outside people. You are the Docker daemon now, and you listen to the others, neighbors' words, not your parents' words. You will ignore your parents' words. So similar like that. When nobody is there outside, you will listen to the parents. When somebody is coming and telling you, then you will ignore your parents and you listen to the neighbors. So that is how the CMD will work. But entry point is not like that. Entry point is not like that. Are you clear on the CMD part?
Clear, Rajni.
Coming to the entry point. So entry point will append. Entry point will append vi docker file. Here I would say entry point. Entry point. Hello from entry point. Okay. Then escape, shift colon, W, exclamation mark. And now we have to build one more image because in old image CMD was registered in the document. But now I have to create one more document which is nothing but Docker image. Docker build -t test -ent and dot Docker images. You have both Docker run. You say Docker run test -ent. When you run this, it will print hello from entry point. But when you say echo colon hello from entry point is there, right? I wanted to add my name. Okay. What it is saying? Hello from entry point, echo Rajni. Both it is telling. So now I'll just remove this echo. See, hello from entry point and Rajni. That means it is also listening to your internal thing and also an external thing. Both it is not ignoring your external argument. Along with your internal argument, it is also printing the external argument. This is interview question. What is the difference between CMD and entry point? And the last class we also seen what is the difference between copy and add. And in some interviews, some persons they are asking question like what is the difference between run and CMD? In a functionality wise, if you see, both are same, right? They are executing inside the container. But the run will use it to install the dependencies inside your container that will add the layer, but it will never show the output. You need to log in inside the container and then you have to check. But while the runtime is being running, that time, like this CMD entry point, it won't show. You can simply say this word. So Docker run test ENT and Rajni, when I pass this, it is taking. What if this is a simple one? What if I say any system known command like ls -l, it is printing ls -l because we given echo to print. Anything that you give, it is going to take, because in the first it is echo. So if you ask me like I wanted to give M or APT, no, you can't do like that. You can do like that, but you need to write multiple arguments. We will see all this in a multi-stage Docker file while we are executing this. Okay, how to do this entry point and CMD. In CMD also, let me run the CMD. Now this is CMD, right? I'll just give ls-l. It is executing ls-l because it is ignored the echo. It is executing the system command. It is ignored the echo and it is executing the system command. So this is how. The final takeaway is your CMD will be overridden, but entry point will not override. It will append your changes on top of your what you have in the Docker file. So this is a major difference and you will find in each Docker file in your company. So sometimes one Docker file will contain both CMD also, entry point also. And always CMD will be in the last. Yes, CMD will be in the last actually. In that cases, not the entry point. Most of the Docker files will have both the things. CMD will be in the last and entry point will be in the first. So both will be executed like this. Let me write entry point. When you say entry point, echo like this and then CMD. And you'll say here, hello from CMD like this. So in your organization, you can able to find this both. CMD is always in the last. While executing, CMD always in the last. Why some companies are using this both instructions? Because for the customization. While you are running, you wanted to pass some things with the entry point and some things with the CMD. And entry point, you're only passing one argument, and the CMD you're passing the exact thing what you need it. What you need it. So in that case, the both are executing. Example, let's go to the play with Docker and go to the VI Docker file. And I wanted to say, I wanted to execute both of them, okay? Because if you give the entry point in the last and whatever the command that you give, that will be executed. But I don't want. I just want it to be, the last one should be perfect. Now I can say, hello from both, like this. Escape, shift colon, WQ, exclamation mark. Docker build -t test -both dot. It ran. Now Docker run test Both is the image, right? Hello from both. It's printing. Whatever I pass inside that, it is printing. If I say, when I'm running this, if I say, hi brother, which is executing, hi brother is executing. In CMD, it is overrided, right? CMD, it is overrided. So why we use this, what you understand from this is entry point is a fixed command that you wanted to give. Fixed command. And CMD, so you can change as you flexible. As you are flexible. You wanted to keep this one or you wanted to override this one. So in entry point, you can keep a fixed command like this, echo or a Python or Java. And in CMD, you can vary the arguments. So that's why in most of the Docker files, you will find both of them. When you find both of them, CMD is in the last, not entry point. Clear on this part?
Yes, Raji.
Yes, Raji.
Good. Now, there is a concept called multi-stage Docker file also. We will come to that point. So before that, we already know that how to build images, right? And how to run the containers also we know. How to log in inside the containers we know. And yeah, running different commands inside the containers also we have passed through the run command. And after logging inside the container also we have seen those all in the last classes, right? So if I come here, how can I make it this big actually? Control plus plus. Yeah. Docker images is there. And you need to do Docker login. Go to Docker Hub and do a Docker login. And you need to sign in here. You have to have your password. But I don't know my password. But okay, you need to run Docker login. When you say Docker login, it will ask your username and the password. Now it is asking do a web authentication. Okay, so this is my code. From this editor to copy actually there is shift insert. Shift insert is paste. Shift print I guess. No. In this editor we can't copy it. Control C, Control V will not work in this editor. Login docker.com activate. login.docker.com/activate. Enter the code. Code is bnvz kgvz. Yes, authentication is done now. It will redirect and login is succeeded. You can create image, we can push image, and then you can pull the images from your Docker hub actually, from your Docker hub. So I have these images, test CMD, I have this test END and test both. So these images are already here with me right now. And then how can I push this image to the Docker hub? So in the Docker hub place, we can consider it is a ECR also, JFrog also, ACR and GCR. These are all the container registries. Why a container registry is needed? I'll give you a quick theory about it. So this is my system, okay? Here I have code. And this is my pipeline. And this is my server or my production environment or a dev environment. Dev environment or a prod environment, let's say. Where my code is running as an application here. It is running as an application here. Okay. And this is a pipeline. This is a pipeline. I have stages. So there is a stage of Docker build and push. Docker build and push. So this is deploying here. Deploying here. And you have your Docker registry or ECR or Docker registry, anything, okay? Docker hub. While this code is having Dockerfile, and here there is a process. What we are doing with this process? We are actually doing Docker build -t and we are generating something, right? My app and dot. Then it will generate one, it will build one image. Build one image. Let's say this is an image. So this is an image. So this is an image. So this image will be present here in this pipeline runner, and also it will push here. You are pushing into the Docker hub. From here to here you are pushing. Here to here you are pushing. And this Docker hub also connected to your environment, okay? To your environment. So this image is went here and run as an application, as a container. Now outside people are accessing this application like a Flipkart, okay? Outside users are accessing this one, and they are able to experience this website. But all of a sudden, this has got down, or because of the new change, So this is V1, okay, this is also V1. And then V2 came. So here V1 would be there and V2 would be there, both, okay. Here it is a V2. V2 version 2 is having some issue. Version 2 is having some issue because of the developer changes. All the users are experiencing this website down, and you wanted to immediately roll back to the previous version, which is V1. V1 is working fine, right? You wanted to roll back to the V1. So in that case, where is your backup? Where is your backup? Docker Hub is a backup. You are also keeping this V1 image here and here as well, right? So immediately you will pull this image 1 here and you will run as a container. So that's why we need ECR, GCR, ACR, JFrog or Docker Hub. Are you all clear on this part?
Yes, Raj.
Okay. Now I have only 1 hour, so we have, oh, I guess it is increased. They give the 4 hours, sorry. They will give 4 hours for us free instance, but we have 1 hour 33 minutes left still. Now, however, I have logged in with my Docker credentials. I'm successful now. I can create a repository in my Docker Hub. So this is my Docker Hub actually. So here I can create a repository. Create repository pro uh, @DevOps moose. So this is I would like to give, but @ is not going to accept. Fine. Let's give the underscore. DevOps moose. Public and private. Public means anyone can, and private means only for your internal things. And right side you can see, so these are the commands. These are the commands. Docker tag, local image name and the tag name, new repo name and the new tag name. New repo name which is pro DevOps moose and the new tag name. Okay, let me tell you. Let me first create this one. So I have created this one. Here you can see there is no image. There is no image right now. So to give you a quick thing, let me duplicate it and let me go to uh, explore images httpd, search for httpd. So this one. Now you come down, you have a Docker file here, right? So this is a Docker file. Copy this one. I'll go to here. I'll open editor actually. It would be easy for me. Editor. Here I'll give this one. Okay. And then I will save this. I will save. Fine. Now, if you do cat Dockerfile, so this thing is updated. Here I would like to create a one more file, which is touch index.html, right? And simply go to your Copilot with this and then ask some code. Give me an HTML attractive code that on web page static content saying hello, we are from pro DevOps move batch with some colorful, use your creativity. Okay. I'm having a trouble too. Let's right now. Let's try again a bit. Okay. This code it wrote. Copy this code. Open editor. Open index.html. Paste here. Save it. Cancel it. And now you have to build the Docker image. Okay. Docker image. Docker build -t my app. I wanted to say like this. Build it. Docker images. My app is there. I want it to run as a container. Docker run -itd-p port forwarding. Yesterday we have seen, right? :8080 my app docker ps. Now it is running from anywhere in the world to 8080. How can I access this? Here you can see the port number is accessed. Click on this. It's loading. Page is not accessed. 8080. You see here 8080 to 8080. Port number 80. So please don't enable pen. Someone is dying on my screen. Can you remove that, please? Or only enable this 80. Any restrictions? Forbidden. You don't have permissions to access this resource. Text.html. No. These are the problems with these networks. So it is being exported. We'll practice on the EC2 instances, but now let me show you like how to push this one. So here is our Docker hub, right? Here is my repository. So I wanted to copy that image here. So how can I do that? When you say Docker images, say that Docker tag my app colon latest. You can see here my app tag is latest. This is a local. And what you need to do, you need to give the remote one. So that your Docker hub one, Rajini Ops Pro DevOps Moose colon, you can tell anything. Okay. Rajni Ops Pro underscore DevOps underscore move. This is the path of my Docker hub. So I can say Rajni Ops slash Pro underscore DevOps underscore moose colon. I can say my app colon v1.1.12 like this. Error paging not valid. Acha. Now it is tagged. When you say Docker images, there will be one more copy you can see. So there's a copy you can see. So this is a version. Now Docker push, you need to only keep this one. Okay. Rajni ops slash pro underscore DevOps underscore moose colon my app v1.1.12. See, it is pushing the image. It is pushing the image here into my Docker hub. Here nothing is there, right? If I do refresh, I can able to see my image. I can able to see my image here. One image, and this is the digest, and this is an architecture and less than a 1 day, and this is the compressed size. So this is my image. Now all of a sudden in my system something is gone actually. Something is gone. So something is gone means all the images are removed. All the containers are, I wanted to stop them. All the containers, I wanted to stop them or a force stop them. Docker ps-a. When I say Docker ps-a, so these many containers are actually running. Okay, and exit. How can I remove all the containers with some force? There's a command. Docker rm -f, give this variable dollar, open bracket, say docker ps, whatever you hidden, quit them, quit them, gone. Port numbers also gone on above. If you say docker ps -a, none of the container is not there. If you say docker images, these many images are there. I wanted to delete them. Docker rmi-f, same way, rmi, you need to give I, images. So open bracket, docker images-q. Here no A will come. Here it is Q. That's it. Docker images. Docker images. No image is not present here. So this is how you can use this commands. Since I don't have any image, right? I wanted the same image which I have created a my app v1.1.12. How can I get that image? How can I get that image? So here, if you go to your Docker Hub, see here, this is the image. I already have. Copy this, come here. The paste will not work here. Shift insert, I guess. Sorry, shift insert. Yeah. Docker pull this one, and when you say it will pull the image. Docker images. The image came. Now you can run it as a container. Now you can run it as a container. Are you all clear on this part? Are you all clear on this part? Yes, no.
Yes, yes, Rajni. Clear.
Yes, Sridhar.
Fine. Now, okay, I have this image. Fine, that is good. I would like to run the container. Okay. Docker run -itd -p. I wanted to run this uh, uh, this tag one. Okay. 80:80. And then my app v1.1.12. I will run locally. Okay, I need to say this one. The tag name is Rajinikanth/pro DevOps _ mouse colon Docker PS. Container is running, right? Now the problem is I will remove this container, means this image, in a forceful manner. In a forceful manner. Copy paste will not work. 20025 image ID I'm giving 3B 9D 9D. Being used by the the container which is using. Okay. What I'll do, I'll just go to Docker PS and I would like to stop this container. Stop. Which container I wanted? Happy. The name I'm giving. Happy Chown. You can give ID, container ID, or any name in the last. That is a random name. Or you're giving hyphen name while you're creating the container. It will come up with one name. That also you can give. Now it is stopped actually. Now what I'll do, I'll remove the image. It got images. No image is not there. Docker ps -a. There's a container which is in stop mode. Now I would like to start it. Start. Sorry, the same command I will use. Start. Happy. CHUM. Started. Docker ps above that one came. Think I don't have Docker hub. I don't have Docker image. I only have Docker uh, this one Docker container only. Then how can I get Docker image from the Docker container? Then there is a command called Docker commit and your container ID. Happy Chom. It's failed. Error response from the Docker daemon failed. The Docker overlay image was not able to do that. Mhm. What I can do? So daemon digest, no such. Okay, it is not able to create as a new tag. Then what we can do? I'm giving Docker commit and the container ID. I'll say test colon v1. No. Or let's only say this like this, only test. Or we'll take ID. What is an ID? F1 8E 9E B0 C1C. Okay, Docker commit and test colon v1. Not able to create. The daemon is what is not able to create. No, no. This daemon is not taking this commit. I guess is it deprecated? No, it is not deprecated. Maintainer is deprecated. Not deprecated. These all removed. Docker commit. Docker commit, add some message, container ID, and the new image name. And the new image name. The daemon is not taking because might be a version problem. It is 27. Let me stop the container and we'll try to do that. No. From the running container, you can create an image by using docker commit command. That is 100% working command. Don't know why it is not working here. The daemon is not supporting. So that is one thing. And another thing is, we'll see this in the EC2 instances while we're creating on it. Another thing is, okay, I don't have image. I don't have the container. I might, in the next minute, I might delete the Docker image. I may go to delete the Docker image, basically. So like that. So when I going to delete the Docker image, I wanted to move this image from this server to another server. I want this is a one server and this is another server. So I don't have this a common one Docker hub where it can work on the HTTP. It can work on HTTP, but I don't have this. And I can only do SSH. Then how you will do SSH Docker image from here to another server? Here to another server. You need to zip that image. You need to zip that image. So what we can say? Docker save -o image.tar or a zip. Okay, tar is better thing. And image or like my app v1 like this you can give. And here you can say that docker load -i image dot tar like this. So what we will do? Go here, Docker images. No image not there, right? So Docker pull nginx. Docker pull httpd. Docker images. I have one image right now. Docker save -o and I want to say image dot tar and my app let's say test v1 colon v1. Does not exist. Sorry, httpd. Now when you do ls, you have image.tar. Now what you do, Docker images, remove the image, Docker RMI httpd. You have removed Docker images, no image. I have this tar one, right? I wanted to load this Docker load, this one -i, right? Yes, -i and then image dot tar. Sorry, command wrong. Docker load image dot. It is loaded. You can see HTTP. This one. Docker images. Now my image is back. So these are some of the advanced techniques. You are really dealing with any Docker thing. So these are some of the advanced techniques that are uh, that are used at the organization level actually. Okay. So this is how we can move um, the images from one network to another network by using this. Okay. And some of the other advanced things also there. We will be covering those things in coming sessions. Do you have any questions as of now? Any questions as of now? Is no. And one important thing, from tomorrow onwards, the link is getting changing. The link will be going to change, and whoever reaching out to me and done the payments, and they only get the new link. And you'll be added to the Google Classroom, and you'll get the notes and recordings on a regular basis. Please ping me if you have any doubts. And others who are all silent up to these classes, from tomorrow onwards, it is not like that. Just please unmute and speak yourself with me here. It is not good that you are in silent mode. Let's do together practice. Okay, you can ask me, you can stop me. We will do. Do you have anything you found? Okay, do an internet search parallelly with me outside if you have time. Otherwise, you wanted to only listen and learn, and then you wanted to practice. Do that. So try to understand this concept, which is very, very important. This is the main foundation for your Kubernetes. You need to understand what is this container structure and container things. Cool. If no questions, then I'm good to conclude. Let me stop the recording.